So on the menu for today is some quinoa. All right, anyway. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sensei Vegan. Thank you so much for joining me. I was asked the other day about cooking quinoa on my Instagram page. So this recipe is gone out, and this actually isn't the first time that I've been asked about cooking quinoa because it can have a very strong flavor. Okay, so this is how I cook it. This is the way Sensei does it. So on the menu for today is some quinoa. All right, anyway, I'm gonna cook some quinoa. Very simple, very easy. I'm just going to lay down this foundation and you guys can switch, mix and match this recipe any way that you see to fit your taste buds or your palate. Okay, so let's get with these ingredients. Walk right over here. And I'm making myself laugh. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. Man, I can't even, I'm all giddy. Okay, so we're going to get started. So here are the ingredients, okay? So we're going to go over the spices first, and you're going to need some smoked paprika, not the regular stuff, smoked, okay? There's a difference. Make sure you get the smoked. Some cumin, some cayenne pepper. Be careful with this, it's stuff with a little bit of fire in it. Some roasted garlic. Some onion powder, some coriander, okay, some coriander, and some nutmeg, okay? Oh, almost forgot, some Himalaya pink salt, or any salt of your choice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slide all these spices to the back. I'm gonna slide these all back here. And what I did, I pre-measured a half of a teaspoon of all the spices, okay, right in here. Now, the ones that I would sort of put a little detour on, you might want to just measure to taste, or the cayenne pepper and the nutmeg. It doesn't take very much nutmeg. The nutmeg is used, you just throw it in there, and when people taste it, they're going to be like, man, I taste something else in here, and they're not going to be able to put their finger on it. Some will, most won't. But just a touch of the cayenne pepper as well, okay? But everything else is a half of teaspoon. And I have it pre-measured. As far as the rice I'm using some jasmine rice. And I'm using some tricolored quinoa. Now, I don't know how much of this stuff I have left. I don't think it's going to come out to a half a cup, but we'll see. And I'm going to have a backup of just some regular quinoa. Doesn't matter what kind it is. It all cooks the daggone same. All right, so quinoa of your choice. Going to need a strainer, a measuring cup, 1 spoon, and some vegan butter. This is optional, but I'm going to use it today because I need a little bit of fat in my diet, so I'm going to use a little bit of this vegan butter. Okay, let's get started. First thing, we're going to measure out a half a cup of the white rice. All right, measure it out. And what I do, I just use a 1 cup measuring cup and I fill it halfway. That's it. Filled up halfway, you're going to dump the rice in the strainer. And now we're going to rinse it. Rinse your rice. All right. The rice is rinsed. It's rinsed because it was dirty. All right. You're just going to rinse some of the starch off the rice. Okay. That's all we're doing. Now, and people say, why do you do this? I'm going to take the rice. I'm going to put it right back in the measuring cup. People are like, why are you doing that? Why don't you just dump it? Why don't you just dump it in a pot? Because I don't want to. That's why. Now, if you want to, you can, and I'm doing this for a reason. Now we're going to take our quinoa. If we don't have a half a cup, so what we're doing, a half a cup of white rice and a half a cup of the quinoa. We're going to pour this in here. but I think we should make it. Okay, I don't want to make a mess, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish it off with just a little bit of this regular quinoa. Quinoa! I hope everyone had a great day today. Pardon my back, I don't want to spill this all over the place. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the quinoa out of this pack actually, and I'm going to put it right in this container. It's just easier to store that way. Alright, so let's get back on track. So anyway, we have the half a cup of quinoa, the half a cup of white rice. We are going to dump it into our pots. Make sure you get all the ingredients out. The ingredients. And it's just, I like doing it this way because I'm trying to cut back on my white rice intake. And quinoa, I like it, but it has a very strong flavor. And by doing this, it kind of balances it out. To me, anyway. Bag on it. All right, so make sure everything is out of that. Now, take and give your quinoa and white rice a quick stir. Get everything incorporated together. Woo! Smelling good right now, okay? So, what we're going to do now, we're going to add the liquid. Now, I'm just using water. You can use vegetable broth if you want, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to offset the, all these spices that I have here. Now, it's entirely up to you. You can use vegetable broth. I'm not going to. What I'm going to use the old-fashioned 2-to-1 ratio. 1 cup of dry ingredients, meaning the quinoa and the rice, and 2 cups of liquid. I'm just going to use water. If you use this 2-to-1 method, your stuff should come out perfect every time. If you try to measure, I know there's different measuring things where you can put it in like an inch above your knuckle and all that type of stuff. To me, that's just leaving a chance for some error. I always go 2-to-1 and it never lets me down when I'm cooking my quinoa or my rice. 2-to-1. Now, if you're cooking brown rice, it's different. 2-to-1 ratio with the white rice, okay? So here we go. And I found out that the white rice and quinoa, they cook exactly the same. That's why you're able to cut it in together, same cooking time, all right? Okay, 1 cup of liquid going in. Next cup of liquid going in. And like an idiot, I dropped my spoon down in here. Why am I using, hold on a second, why am I using the smallest spoon I have in the house? That's the one I'm using. All right, let me. Sometimes, you know, Sensei's kitchen is a little wacky sometimes. Anyway, we're going to give this another stir. And we're going to dump all these magnificent spices down in here like this. That's simple. And you can add more, you can add less. It's entirely up to you. And a lot of times I cook off of feel. And I said, let me take and measure out some of these spices. You know, you can add more, you can add less. It's again, it's up to you. So anyway, last things last. I don't even know if it made sense of what I just said. But what we're going to add last, good golly, is just you add what you want. I'm adding about a teaspoon of this vegan butter in there. Maybe a little, yeah, that should be about a teaspoon now. Now what we're going to do, we're going to bring this up to a boil. We're going to lower it down to the lowest heat for about 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, okay? So let's get this started. And before you get started, please do not put your face down by the eye of the stove when you go to turn it on because that gas can build up and boom! There goes your nose hairs, your eyes, your eyebrows, your hair. You know, we don't need that, all right? So you hear a click. Once it comes on, just get it on the high heat. We're going to get this thing to a boil. Then we're going to put it on a simmer. Okay? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the rice and the quinoa and I'm going to turn it down very low. Very low. I have this thing on like number 2 on my stove. Okay? And I'm actually going to take it down probably a little. Yep. It's between 2 and low on my stove. Okay? I'm going to let this go between 12 to 15 minutes until all the water is evaporated out. Okay? It is that simple. I'm not going to leave the camera on for that. When we come back, I'm going to show y'all how to plate this thing up. And do not take off the lid. Don't take the lid off or you're going to mess it up. Leave the lid on for at least 12 to 15 minutes. Okay? Please, listen to me. Don't take the lid off. Anyway, okay, I will see you in about 12 to 15 minutes. Boom! Remember, 12, 15 minutes. See y'all in a little bit. Welcome back. Time is up. So what we're going to do now, we're going to turn this heat up for about 10 seconds. Turn the heat up, I don't know, for about 20 seconds, right? So we let this go for about 15 minutes. Turn the heat up for about 20 to 30 seconds. Turn the heat off. Shut the heat off. We're going to let this rest for 10 more minutes. I will see y'all in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, that is it. We are done. Thank you for coming back. I have a couple minutes to finish this up. And I let this stuff sit for about 10 minutes. You can let it sit longer, but I think that's good enough. Y'all know what time it is. I don't have to say anything, but for all you rookies and new jacks, yeah, it is taste test time. 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 Woo! Come on, baby. Let's rock and roll. Taste test time. Okay. Here we go. Smells delicious. I'm just going to take a couple spoonfuls of this out. Put it here. All right, here we go. Here we go. You know what? I got this big old shovel for a spoon, but I'm going to use it anyway. Let's do it. Boom, baby. Perfectly good. The rice is not mushy. It's firm. You can taste the nuttiness of the quinoa. Oh my goodness. You get a slight kick from that cayenne pepper, and you can taste all the spices. Again, if you want to add some more stuff, you can. But me, keep it clean, keep it simple. This is really, really good. So, thank y'all for joining me. If you like this video, you give it a thumbs up. Sub to the channel. This goes out to everyone that was asking me how to cook quinoa. This is how I do it. It's plain, it's simple, it's quick, it's easy, and it's delicious. Why? Because Sensei says so. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me. Hello. Good night.